Oh, he's the king of the ocean, no, the sea's VIP. He's reached the top and has to stop, and that's what's bothering me. Because, yes, Aquaman is arguably the best, or second best DCEU film, depending on your opinion of the ever so slightly overrated Wonder Woman, but that's not really a high bar. And if Wonder Woman 2 really does have a time travel mechanic which will render this timeline irrelevant, then I think that's a real shame. For this character and franchise. The rest can be erased to DC's heart's content. As for Aquaman, well, I spent half the film wondering if I was more reminded of Thor Ragnarok or Flash Gordon, and in the end I was tipped more into Thor territory than one of my favourite guilty pleasure films.
Gordon's alive?
The plot's very simple. Recover King Alan's fork of ultimate power before King, Brian can unite the 7 tribes of the sea and I think wipe out all of humanity, or kick us out of the ocean, it's not really clear. And there is a lot to like here. Khal Drogo was born to play Aquaman, he gets a lot of help from most of the supporting cast, Atlantis looks great, and there's a nice vibe between Drogo and, Princess Mara? Princess Mira? I don't know. That reminded me of either of the Brendan Fraser Mummy movies. It's fast-moving, exciting, with more laughter than I'd come to expect from the previous DCEU outings. Methinks the Nolantron 3000 was told the wrong date for the scriptwriting session. I was never bored, and neither was the better half. But there's an almost as long list of negatives. The villains suck. Up against Ronan Dex, they put some guy covered in loads of CGI and no real backstory, who I could defeat with a mean tweet. And the villain who did get a backstory, motivation, and training montage just sort of disappears halfway through. I guess to be saved for the sequel, but that just struck me as a waste of time. And for all its pace, the film's a mess, with several minor plot holes that could have been removed with a very quick rewrite. The CGI is everywhere, and it's going to age instantly. I get that the subject matter means that a lot of CGI was going to be needed, but if this turns out to be one of those films where nobody met anybody else, it was all filmed in an old jeans warehouse, a la Dragon Ball Evolution, I wouldn't be surprised. Also, the third act, big fight scene, kind of comes out of nowhere, and the ending screams A, sequel bait, and B, the director was told to wrap it up as the kids were starting to get restless. And despite that, there is a lot to like here. One scene on a fishing boat is pretty terrifying, with some truly beautiful shots, and I would take 10 minutes of this over Batman vs Superman Dawn of Migraines any day of the week. But Amber Heard's character seems like she could sort this whole thing out on her own given half a chance. The romance subplot comes out of nowhere and goes nowhere, and there's a lot of difference between a fast-moving, colourful film where we already know the characters and the basic setup, and the same but when we're trying to work out a whole new world with new rules. Also, Aquaman seems to be in about as much danger as Britain is of having a competent government. Overall though, this is a fun little film with a lot to recommend if you go in popcorn mode and just let it sweep you along. With a few rewrites though, a villain who looks like he could go toe to toe with Ronan Dex, some practical effects and a smidge more world building? What could have been? But I definitely think you should see it. And which do you prefer out of Thor Ragnarok and Flash Gordon? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel, this has been a Dunking. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.